ZOWIE GEAR EU series. So this is it. This is going to be the game. The winner is going to go through to the bronze or the grand finals. So, Colts, take it away. Introduce our players.
All right. So our first player is spawning in the bottom left location. He is the Polish player from Team Acer, Artur Block or Nerchio. And his opponent spawning in the top right corner of Derelict Watcher. He is the green Zerg player for Team Dignitas, and also from Poland, Tefel. These guys are speaking some kind of crazy nonsense to me.
We're gonna watch a best of 5 this game, so it's gonna be really interesting to see. Oh, nice extracted trick there by Tefel. At the same time, there's no such nonsense going on in Camp Nerchio.
At least I can't tell what they're saying.
I think I know what they're speaking about. Yeah, alright.
I imagine it must be Polish.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I never see Polish, so I'm American. I speak one language, and that language is American.
What is it? I'm American. I only speak 2 languages. English and bad English. Alright. So, once again, we have 2 different roads to take at the beginning for a Zerg player. Nerchio going for the more economical build of a hatchery first and then a pool, whereas Tefel goes directly for a spawning pool and probably has now an expansion down on the naturals. So it's 2 completely ways. You gain a bit of a better economy if you're going for a hatchery first, but you can't play aggressively directly, which Tefel actually can, because he has to pull finish right now. But he's not going to do that because there's no circling production, what we can see. So he's just gonna chill out, work on his economy, and we're gonna see a bit of a longer game, I think, this time.
Yeah. See the first gas going down for Tefel. Nerchio already mining from his gas. He'll be able to have a slightly faster zerging speed, about 20 seconds or so. So probably won't be the biggest deal in the world, but of course even those small timings can be abused, because their speedlings are so good against slow zerglings.
Oh yes, they are. You will not go with slowlings against fastlings. That is never a good idea.
Slowlings off a creep against speedlings just kind of die.
Yes, it is. It's not even funny. That's how bad it is. Nerchio just sending out his scouting links right now. Gonna check out what's going on in Camp Tefel. At the same time, the speed is going to be started right now for Nerchio. It's gonna have it a bit earlier, whereas the speed actually starting now for Tefel. It's we can see now that both builds are actually becoming quite similar now in the more of a later early game, how to say something like that. The only difference right now is the baneling nest that Nerchio has going in the base, and the defensive spine that Tefel has is his own. So it's going to be really to see here what they're going for next. I think in the next 2 minutes going to be really decisive how they're going to play. Are we going to see just lings running around and nuking each other with a baneling nest, or is it going to be more focused on mutas? But yeah, all right, it's going to be banelings. So we're probably going to see a Zergling war. No, sorry, I'll take that back. Larry's on the way. So Nerchio actually going for that.
And Nerchio is getting those 2nd and 3rd and 4th gases now, so he will be going for those Mutalisks. But the one major difference in this opening is Nerchio was able to get a scout, and he was able to see absolutely everything that Tefel was doing at that time. So I imagine that's why he is safe. He feels safe to get this fast layer, get these 4 gases, and go for mutas at this timing.
All right, and thank you for the comments in the chat. It's apparently they have faced each other many times, as they both are Polish StarCraft player. I can imagine they face off against each other in local tournaments all the time. So it's going to be really interesting to see. All right. Actually, the expansion now is coming up from both players. Really good timings on both of them. Whereas the LAR actually is finished now from Nerchio, whereas Tefel is actually being finished right now. And it's going to be Aspire. Alright, so it's going to be air servers. Tefel actually goes for an evolution chamber. See if he goes for carapace just to make his Zerglings be able to take an extra hit from those banelings.
Yeah, that carapace upgrade is absolutely huge in those Zergling Baneling wars, as you mentioned, because it makes them survive. A Baneling does 35 damage unless those Mulisks have an armor, so this Spinecrawler is barely going to survive. But Nerchio is going to put on some Baneling pressure here, which is interesting because, of course, those 4 Banelings are basically 1 Mutalisk.
Yes, they see also if this Baneling is actually going after Nerchio's Baneling there. It's very important not to catch the Banelings out in the open, because they can be killed one by one, and that is never a good thing. It's going to be a bit of a lane run by here by Tefel. Not going to do much because the Banelings are actually catching up here, and this could be huge. Wow.
Yeah, Tefel taking a bit of a favorable trade initially, but then the reinforcements catching up for Nerchio and the Baneling cleaning up the rest, so all of a sudden now Tefel is going to be defending for a little bit.
Yeah, and really amazed that Tefel actually engaged it with so few links. Well, maybe that's part of the plan. A good defensive position here by the Spines across, just defending all of them. Good Baneling hit there as well. Nerchio losing many. Oh, he might be able to lose almost all of his Banelings here.
He does take out that Queen, which is nice for Nerchio. Zerglings are going to take out a couple of these drones as well. 4 workers so far have been killed in this game, and these Lings are still alive. They're actually going to take out the Spore Crawler, and this is going to make the Mutas so much more annoying.
Yeah, the Mutas now coming directly into the base. The Spore is actually still alive.
Wow.
A hero Spore, wow.
Yeah. So these Mutas are going to have to come back and find somewhere else to poke in and be annoying. Passage Glance is actually completing as well with 8 Infestors, so Tefel does have a nice amount of defense for these Mutalisks.
Alright.
And now Lings are going into the 3rd base, and Tefel not able to do too much damage though, as these Mutalisks will eventually kill all those Lings if they stay around for too long.
Yeah, Tefel actually his attack has been really unsuccessful, whereas Nerchio actually has sniped a Queen, done some damage to the Spore, and killed a few drones, so his attack has been really good. But is that going to be enough, actually? I don't think so. Both players are aiming for Roach Warren to be thrown into the mix. It's apparently looks like they're going to be able to use every unit in the Zerg book here when the and now the Muta is actually going into the main base here by Tefel, but not be able to do much because that almost a lucky fungal there, catching 3 of them off guard.
Yep, 2 of them are going to get chained down. Actually, he's gonna need 1 more fungal to kill that, or the Queen will clean it up.
Yeah.
So, a nice fungal over here. He's able to catch 5, and these infested Terrans are gonna work away as well. And he's gonna need at least 1 more fungal. He's gonna take out a couple. There's no Spore Crawlers at the natural base actually, so these Mutas are going to be able to get away and do a little bit more damage. I'm not sure that this is where they want to be, as there's another Infestor, but not enough energy to chain it down. So Nerchio is switching out of Mutas himself, so he's being a little bit extra ballsy with them, as he's going to switch into his own kind of Roach Infestor composition.
Yeah, but the Mutas on the 3rd base are doing so much damage, but right now, here comes the Hydras and clean everything up. It's no more harassment for you today, but 18 workers killed. That's a really good harassment, but he lost every single Muta, so that exchange wasn't really that good actually. And Tefel is way ahead when it comes to gas. He's got almost 600 gas stored up right now, and what is that going to be for? Is going to be just to mass produce Hydras, or does he have some devious scheme planned?
Yeah, as you mentioned, he traded about 800 gas to do some drone damage pretty much. He actually did a lot of drone damage, as you mentioned. But Tefel didn't lose any gas income because of that, so between his gas bank and his army resources, he's ahead by about 1,000, so Nerchio's just gonna make an attack with Roach Hydra Infestor here.
Yep, and looking like they're going for the 4th base here by Tefel. And this is a bit awkward map to expand on. I've seen player actually go for 2 expansion at once and then cancel the one that's being attacked. That is if you have the money to spare, but right now the full money is going in directly into unit production. It looks like Tefel's going for a hive. That's where gas is going directly to, also the upgrades and a few more hydralisks. So he's spending the gas really good and really efficient.
Yeah, Tefel's still completely in the dark right now. He has absolutely no idea that Nerchio's army is right on his front door. He's about to find out. There is a good defensive position set up with these spines and spores, so it's going to be hard for Nerchio to push in, but it looks like he's potentially going to go for it here.
Yeah, and the units are really mixed in. The Hydras are really not in a good position to do to be able to do something because they're in the front line and will die really quickly. A few units are being sent in to try to clean up this attack from Nerchio, and they will probably be able to do that, but the Hatcher are taking so much damage. But here comes the big engagement in the middle. Oh wow, so many infested marines.
Yeah, all of that energy being used immediately. Everything is fungal. There's so much green goo everywhere. But it looks like Tefel is getting the better end of this engagement, of course, with that defender's advantage.
Yeah, he's got all of the spines actually tanking so much damage, and right now his army is looking really strong. Nerchio is struggling to remax now. His 30 supply under Tefel, so it looks like this attack from Tefel needs to do a huge amount of damage, and then he can end it right here, because right now it's just the production of Roach and Hydras that's coming out from Nerchio, and the attack from Tefel needs to hit now. He needs to go now, unless he wants to face a full army from Nerchio once again.
Yeah, Nerchio is remaxing. He has the better economy right now because of that 4th base, so this Tefel has essentially missed his timing. A lot of these infestors can get sniped as well, so all of a sudden this engagement could go, but that's such a good concave for Tefel's army that Nerchio might just get crushed again.
Yeah, Nerchio did a slight mistake there by actually having his infestors moving ahead of the army, getting sniped by so many Hydras. But look at the DPS. The Hydra count is so huge right now from Tefel, and there's a GG from Nerchio. Oh man, I lost all the air in my lungs.